right, welcome back to Shots from the Family Podcast. Oh man, you know what? I'm getting crazy glare. I gotta switch this up. You know what? I'll go no glasses this episode.
Why?
But that glare is
What?
killing me.
Oh, from the screen?
Well, yeah, they're like the special computer ones, so it just reflects everything you see on my screen. So
Oh, you got special computer glasses?
yeah, dude,
That's why you could type so fast.
I got bionic eyes. I gotta protect those things. Awesome. So where do you want to start us off? I know you just kind of talked about some injuries in the NBA, so let's just start with the NBA, man.
Roll it.
You go for it. You got an injury update. Harden just gets traded to your Cavs, and he's already hurt.
Well. So actually, yeah. So anyway, injury update on Cleveland. They got James Harden. They were playing good, and it was Tuesday night against the Knicks. He has a displaced fracture with his thumb. So they're technically they're listing him. They're not even talking about putting him on the injury list. They're talking about day to day. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. One of those things. Like the only big fear. Well, two questions, right? Can you make it worse if you play?
Right.
Which probably not, based on the way they'll tape it up and everything. And
Hmm.
does it affect your shot?
Right. I
I
mean,
mean, those are the two big concerns. And if not, then hey, get your butt out there and play. I'm
yeah.
sure it'll impact him somehow.
Oh yeah.
I
But
mean,
he can't say he won't stop from passing the ball.
right, and that's the thing though is it's not like he's a big guy. If he wasn't such a ball handler, I wouldn't be concerned at all. You know, those
Right.
big guys they just gotta be able to hold it with their whole hand and just kind of do some
Right.
right. But somebody like him who's more a facilitator and takes a lot of shots and drives to the hoop and all those things, yeah, hopefully it doesn't impact his game too much. But
Charles Barkley changed his pick now.
oh yeah, who's he going with
They picked Cleveland
now?
before they got James Harden. Oh, Cavs they're too stagnant. All of a sudden now they're his pick to come out of the East.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about that because, dude, the Pistons are still freaking solid, man. I mean, they're going to be a tough team, especially when it gets to the playoffs. They
Right.
stay healthy. They have by far the best point differential in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Um, but they're 5.5 games above Boston. But Boston, the fact that Boston is still there, number two,
Without Tatum.
without Tatum, I'm shocked. I mean, we talked about the end of the last season where the East is going to be wide open because of all these injuries. And, dude, yeah, I mean, hey, that's awesome. I mean, that's impressive. That's the kind of bench you need, right? You need to have that kind of
Right.
depth.
Right.
I didn't expect them to be able to
Me either.
play this well.
Detroit.
So,
Well, no more Detroit. You think they're young, dude. The Pistons, they are a young squad, bro. And so they keep them together. They're gonna be good for a minute.
yeah, they're not. They don't have the age and the
No.
mileage like the Lakers.
Yeah. I mean that is true.
It's always a ebb and flow thing. You get old at some point. The one of the few teams I remember that got old, but this is still back in the '90s and 2000s, where I feel like all the really good teams were the older teams. You didn't have young teams that just come out of nowhere and really tear it up.
Right.
But I mean, San Antonio Spurs, I feel like they were always on the like back half of their careers, and they still competed. They still won championships. They were still
Look
there
at
constantly.
look at them now.
Well, now they're young. Yeah, that's what I'm
Look,
saying.
no,
The
no.
ebbs and flows, and they're
What I'm saying
back.
is,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, they are. If you look at their team, man, I've seen them play a few times. They are a legitimate threat to win the championship, bro. They really are. That is one team. I will tell you this. That has one team that has given Oklahoma City fits.
Oh yeah, they've what? Aren't they like 4-1 against them or something
Something like
crazy?
that.
Yeah.
2-1, 3-1, something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
They're
and
playing really well against them.
they are. But you know what? That's crazy. San Antonio, they can beat OKC, right? But they can't beat Cleveland,
It's always interesting how you have those kind of matchups, right?
right?
Where some teams you just don't match up well
Right,
against. And that'll be a very interesting one in the playoffs if they happen to actually face each other in
right.
the championship. Which team do they play against, right? Are they
Yeah,
rooting for the better team
right.
because it's a better matchup, or are they rooting? You know what I mean, that'd be really crazy to see. Yeah, yeah, for
Because
sure.
they beat them both games this year. They played this year. They beat the first game when we didn't play. The second game he did play, and they still beat him.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
So crazy thing. I just want to call this out because this is still just kind of shocking to me. But the Lakers have a negative point differential, and they're still sitting in sixth.
Mhm.
Um, it's just such an interesting thing when you see these teams kind of up and down. I don't feel like they figured out their identity yet. I don't think that they figured out whose team this is, where they all kind of fit within their roles. And when you have LeBron coming out and saying we're not a playoff team, I mean, I know what he meant. I mean, in his mind, playoff means we're not championship ready by any stretch of
Right,
the
right.
imagination, right? Um, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Lakers kind of do to close out the regular season and really kind of go into the playoffs. But I mean, obviously he's going to be sitting more. I mean, he's going to continue to take his rest days. It'll be curious to see like how he kind of frames up the playoff run because that's what he's obviously counting on is they're going to make the playoffs. He needs rest. He's taking games off already, but how many games is he going to try to maybe sit down the stretch if he's confident they're going to sit in that
Right.
six or seat or whatever it is, right? So
I think they may sit there. I mean, they could possibly get up to five.
yeah,
I mean, I you know what, Lakers. I'm gonna say this: West is the Western Conference. My opinion is going to be Oklahoma City's to lose.
it's two teams. It's OKC and San Antonio. And it's funny because San Antonio is where the Thunder were last year, and everybody's just saying, "Oh, they're too young," right?
Right.
Yeah, young doesn't matter when you're that talented. And everybody said the same thing about Thunder last year, and then they took the whole
Dude,
thing, right?
they
So
are very Spurs. They are very very talented, and I think Victor is making people eat their words.
oh,
Remember when he got drafted? Oh,
100%.
he's too thin. He can't make it in the NBA. Well, he's showing you guys I can and I will.
Well, yeah, and just the idea that European ball is different does it translate as well? I mean, most of the time it does. Most of the guys that come over from Europe all they still play really well here, but no, he's phenomenal. If he stays healthy, his
Right,
career is just it's
bro.
on a trajectory,
You
man.
got a 7'4" guy doing crossovers.
Dude, he's unreal. It's so funny because I was watching something about Shaq. Oh, that's what it was. So Shaq was on a podcast with Bibby, and Bibby was talking about like he feels like they still like they had the championship stolen from them against LA, and I guess it's probably the Western Conference Championship.
Yeah, that's what Lakers played.
Yeah, and he
They,
said, yeah, stole it, right? Like, it wasn't like fair, I guess Kobe fouled a guy on offense, whatever it was, right? And Shaq's like, well, the problem was I started making my free throws. And just watching that dude shoot free throws. And then you look at somebody like Victor who he moves like a point guard. It's just crazy to see. If Shaq moved like that or had that kind of touch, oh my God. I mean, he was already just a beast in itself.
dominant. Yeah,
But can you imagine if he hit 75% of his free throws, 80%?
dude, there's a guy. I'm
Dude.
speaking of free throws. Oh, there was a guy from was it Detroit? He's shooting from the free throw line, 42%.
Jesus.
Bro,
That's bad, dude. You know what's
40.
funny about that? So I think I might have sent it to you, but I couldn't tell what team it was, but there was like a minute and a half, like just horrible display of basketball in the NBA, and they just missed shot after shot after shot after shot. And you're like, what is going on right now?
Was that the? I think that was the Hornets.
Was it?
I think that was the
Dude.
Charlotte Hornets game
And
where they
it's just
kept brick
like,
all them bricks.
it's just funny because people, talk about, oh, this game's different. Oh, it's faster. It's blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're faster to brick a shot. You run down and just throw up shots to brick them or airball them or whatever it is.
What
I mean,
question? I
pace
got a
is
question for
not,
you.
yeah.
What is your as far as watching NBA basketball, right? What is one of the things in NBA that totally just ticks you off about what they do?
The
One,
players?
yeah,
So, the thing that annoys me the most, just because when I played any sport, I never took the time to either complain or to cheer on while the game is going on.
right.
And that what drives these guys are sitting here complaining, whining about call. The play's still going on. The team's running down the court.
Yep.
And it happens at like every level. It's insane to me. That in itself, I mean, obviously like the flopping I haven't seen too much this year, I guess, but from a player perspective, it's just shut up and play. Like,
Right.
come on. Like the game is going on right now. If I was a coach, I'd be losing my damn mind.
Right.
Like, dude, I mean, what's crazy to me is college college players obviously are really invested in their coach, right?
Right.
They're there to learn from their coach. They trust their coach. They're listening to their coach, and their coach rules all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like as soon as they transfer up into the NBA, oh no, now I'm the prima donna. I can do what I want. I can act how I
Right.
want. It's crazy.
Right.
Like you would think it'd be so ingrained because every coach I would imagine along the way is the same way. They're harder on them. They trying to teach them respect, all these things, and then all of a sudden you're an all star in the NBA or whatever it is, and you just act a fool. It's crazy
Right.
to me. I don't know what drives you nuts because that. Ugh,
What drives me nuts
yeah.
is continuously chucking up 3 pointers and you're not making them.
Yeah,
That drives me absolutely, and especially when you fire them up and you have nobody under the basket to rebound the basketball.
so again, that goes back to what I say. These kids, these guys don't listen to their coach because the
No,
coach, is calling in plays. I mean, he's telling them what he would like them to do, and they're just choosing not to do it.
they just
I
fire
mean,
them up.
yeah, they probably don't run plays as often as they probably did back in the day. I would imagine, and
Right.
maybe in that sense, maybe that's what they mean by it's a faster game that they just don't try to run plays as often. I don't know, but yeah, dude, that's annoying as well. Like just
I mean,
pull up and shoot.
yeah, I'm sitting there, I'm like they can hear me. I'd be screaming at, "Will you stop shooting?" I'm screaming at the TV. They can't hear me.
Well, it's funny to me. Like I look at it as like a boxing match. A boxer has to go to the body. If you go to the body, the head will fall with it, right?
Right, right,
And that to me is like taking it to the hole, take it to the paint, get physical down there, wear them down, not just throw up threes and make it easy on them. Make the defense like, I mean, yeah, it's just so weird to me. Like, come on, guys.
they put out a lawsuit. We're talking about, okay, other than Victor, big man in the NBA, other than him,
Who
that
what?
you would know that you would trust on your team as far as
Oh, Jokic. I mean, that dude just for one, he's super consistent. He's the same way. He's this big goofy dude that plays like a three, sometimes like a two. I mean, he passes the ball. Dude, he's got touch.
right,
He makes it look super easy.
right. If you
And I,
look,
I feel like everything he does, and that's kind of where like Victor, I think, is in the same boat. Every move they make, I can tell in their head is very purposeful. They're
right,
not wasting movements. They're not just kind of trying to showboat or flail around. And they are very purposeful with the moves they make,
right.
and it works. It's consistent at a very high level, right? So
Because if you look at if you look at Jokic, just looking at him, he looked like some guy you would see playing at the YMCA. I mean, it just
hey man, don't knock those YMCA guys.
no. I'm saying that like no, you know, see the older guys at the Y, you know, yeah,
Yeah.
they're just making them crazy shots. I mean, you think about it, some of the shots that he's made. I mean, you give me like, man, really? How'd you make that?
Yeah.
But I mean, he does it all the time.
It's funny that
But
we mentioned him. Who would be your big guy?
right now, I would say Giannis.
Yeah, okay. See, I don't look at him as a big guy, even though he's big.
Right.
He's like a extra like 40-pound Durant. But do you know what I mean? Like he's a little bit more physical than Durant, but he
Right.
still has the athleticism that Durant has.
What they call him, the Slim Reaper.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, no,
So
for him, for sure too. And you can tell he wants it bad. Like
right.
he doesn't. He's not out there to play around. Um, was crazy. Did you ever watch the movie about his life?
No, no, him and his brother, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's actually really good. It's pretty
I have to watch it.
wild.
I
Their
have to
their whole
watch it.
journey is pretty crazy.
I was watching. No, I have to watch. I was reading an article, some stuff today about. I don't know if you've heard this. How people are complaining. They say that Oklahoma City fouls a lot and they get away with it. It was. They said Donovan Mitchell just came out and said that the other day. Uh, the guy from the Pacers, he said the same thing last year during the playoffs. Said they talk about, yeah, their defense is good, but they get away with a lot of fouls and they don't call them. What do you think?
I mean, the refereeing in general to me is pretty awful. Um, I mean, we've seen some pretty bad calls this season. I think last season was maybe a little bit worse, so maybe they've gotten a little bit better. But
Right,
that was when I asked you earlier, like, is it from a player perspective you want me to answer this question, or are you talking about the league? Because the league to me is always going to be the refs,
right, right.
like the foul calls and just the missed calls and just like, dude, you have that many guys on the court watching every single play and you still get it wrong.
Right. I mean, yeah, and even sometimes they'll go to the replay
And they still
and
get it
still
wrong.
get it wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that to me, and again, every team is going to complain if they feel like another team's got an advantage because of that. Which,
Right,
I mean, I can't blame a team for complaining if they really feel like that, especially if you're playing that same team throughout the season, and it
right,
happens to be those games where
right.
suddenly you're at 3 fouls every time in the first half. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm sure they feel that, right? It feels different to them.
Well, Cleveland's
Um,
talking about it because they played Oklahoma City in Cleveland,
yeah.
and they felt like the same thing happened there. And they go to Oklahoma City again on Sunday, and they feel like the same thing happened there again.
I mean, it goes back to just the fact that at the end of the day, these are just a bunch of guys who are susceptible to all kinds of things.
Right,
Even an unconscious bias of how they call or don't call plays.
right,
I mean, we've heard plenty of previous refs talk about, oh no, we're going to intentionally let this guy have it or whatever it is, right? I remember that one thing about Allen Iverson. They never called his little carry, and all of a sudden they said, "Hey guys, we're going to call this every time because he pushed one of
right,
their peers or whatever." Right? And I mean,
right,
so that potential's always there. That idea of like maybe I've had an encounter with this guy before. You always have that there, but then on top of that, you have the betting thing.
right.
So then you're always just like at odds of, are they doing this intentionally? Is this just
Right.
like a unconscious thing, or do they just suck? I don't know.
Uh, so I was also I was watching basketball. One player who you think that did hmm, sort of the most egregious thing to get him kicked out of the league. Oh, I got a good one for you.
Ooh, that's interesting. To get kicked out of the league? Oh gosh, I don't know. What do you got?
Latrell Sprewell
But which thing though?
when he choked out his
He
coach.
didn't get kicked out of the league for that though.
They avoided his contract.
You're trying to tell me he never played again after that?
Might as well not because he when he went to the next team he was on the bench.
Well, yeah, I don't think he officially got kicked out, but yeah, dude. Yeah, trust me, I
That,
remember that dude. He had
that,
freaking scratches on his throat and everything. But
what?
that dude, that goes back to my point earlier. Is these guys just don't give a crap about their coaches? I mean, I'm sorry. I know that it's LeBron, but have you seen the Lakers coach try to get his attention, call plays, tell him to do something? LeBron does not give two craps of what he has to say. And I think the whole team's kind of aligned like that in the sense that I feel like he has no voice out there. They're just running around doing what they want to do. And that's
Right,
fairly indicative of probably most of the teams out there. I don't know. It's crazy.
right.
I mean, at least they're not choking their coach out. But
Dude, I mean, come on, bro. What can a
Jesus.
coach? What can a coach do to you so bad that you want to strangle him?
Yeah.
I mean, there might be some guys who think it, but he said, "I'm going for it."
And you think about all the coaches they dealt with throughout their life, right? Coming
Right.
up. I mean, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it cost him $28 million.
Yes, Jesus. That's pretty brutal.
I'm, I'm going to strangle my coach.
Well, yeah, so we'll see kind of how these teams fare out, but I think that
You think they'll repeat?
I think it'll be a fun conference championship game. I think, if it's like the Boston and Detroit going at each other and Oklahoma City and San Antonio. I think those will be great games. We'll see about the
So,
others. I
so,
think,
so what you're saying is you're not giving Cleveland a chance.
dude,
You said Boston and Detroit.
I know every team he goes to,
Stop it.
I'm just
Stop it.
saying, man.
Stop it.
Every
Stop
team
it.
he goes to
Stop it.
just craps the bed. So
I knew
I
you were
like
gonna say that.
Harden. He's an ASU guy. I
I knew you.
appreciate him in that
I knew
sense,
you were gonna say
but
that.
I don't know. We'll see.
Bro.
We'll see. Hopefully he's healthy though, so we know if he has a fair playoffs. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Right.
want to see him play at his best potential and see what he does with the
Right.
team. But it'll be
So
interesting to say the
you
least.
know, what's kicked off already? Spring training. What?
So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I've been watching a lot of these games with the new
Yes, that's what I
the
was going to talk
dispute
about.
thing. Awesome. Okay, so what are your thoughts on it so far?
I, I mean, it's gonna make people. It's gonna slow the game down. I can tell you that right now.
So that's what's ironic about it is they just did this whole pitch count thing, all this stuff in terms of the clock to try to
Right.
speed the game up,
And
and
all of a
now,
sudden,
yes, it will potentially slow it down a little bit. I don't think
a
like
little bit.
overall in the game, it's not going to make a big difference because
I
you're
see.
limited on how many disputes you have.
But is it each player or is it your team?
No, each team has a certain amount of disputes they can
Right.
throw out there. What's funny is I don't know what you've seen, but what I've seen, these catchers don't know what the hell they're doing.
No.
They're like, "Oh, that was clearly a strike," and it misses by like 3 inches. I'm
But
like,
I saw the one. I don't know.
"Damn."
I think what it was. I saw the one the other day, and the guy he challenged it right,
Yeah,
and from the perspective that they showed, it was a strike. But he when he challenged it, oh no, it's a ball. Dude, it went right over the plate.
but it
And,
shows the replay, so it shows where it
yeah,
crossed.
and
So
that's where it went. It dropped right over the plate, right at his knees, and they called it a ball. I said, no way.
that's interesting. So I haven't seen that yet. I did see
Yeah.
one where this the umpire got like 4 in a row wrong or something like that, and he finally called a strike, and they were cheering him because he finally got one. But
So,
yeah, dude,
uh,
from what I can tell, these catchers are not doing a great job.
well, one other thing about it, you're gonna find out how good these catchers are, or they are not.
Well, that's what's gonna be funny is when the freaking manager's like, "You're done, no more, don't even stop."
Because you think about it, if you've seen some of these games in the past, they catch the ball way up here and bring it down.
Yeah, oh
They
for
catch the
sure,
ball way out here
that's
and
their
bring it down.
strategy,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now, why I think it's important is because now when it really matters, we can go to the tape. Now, obviously, we've seen them do that in the NFL and the NBA, and they can still get it wrong.
Of course.
But at least they have the chance now to get confirmation that the call was right, especially in those critical games in the playoffs. To me, that's the important thing.
So you're saying there's still a chance?
I don't think they're going to have a huge success rate with it. I think they're going to, based off of what we've seen so far, these catchers are not well aligned with where the strike zone is, maybe, or where they're catching it. I don't know. Maybe they're
Are they
just
gonna?
testing it out. Maybe they're just saying, "Hey, I'm going to challenge this to see how accurate it is." Who knows?
What's that?
But
Are they going to take? Is it just for spring training, or are they going? Is it supposed to be in the regular season?
I thought they were bringing it into regular season this year. I thought they were. Maybe not. If it's just spring training and they're just trying to get the statistics around it, that's fine. Let it go
Right.
another year, kind of see where it goes from there. But yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so real fast, just because we're talking about changes to rules, have you heard about the possible idea of 60-plus yard field goals in the NFL? You heard about this? They want to add a point to it. They want to give you 4 points.
Instead of 3?
Yeah, for hitting it 60-plus yards.
Hmm.
And I'm like, huh.
Okay.
And I was listening to PTI and Tony Kornheiser is like, yeah, well, if that's the case, I want them to lose a point if they miss. But
Hey, I agree with that too.
it's interesting. Or hey, if you miss the extra point, you lose a point. How about
Yeah.
that?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm saying is, yeah.
So it's interesting that they're thinking about making some changes around the kicking, field goals, and what's funny is the whole reason why this came out is because the Cowboy kicker is looking for $10 million, $10 million a year, which is like
For what?
5 million more than the highest paid kicker in the league, which
For what?
is exactly because I think he knocked in like what 5 over 60 last year, and
I
he
don't care.
yeah, no, it's still
I'm not paying it. No,
yeah,
I'm not
insane.
Paying it. You'd be lucky if you get $10 million over 2 years.
Yeah, I know. But again, I thought that was crazy. I was like, huh. I wonder if they're really gonna. I think they're gonna maybe like vote on it or talk about it. They
Right.
said it probably won't happen for a couple of years, but I think they're considering it. So
So did you hear about, since we're talking about football, did you hear about what they talking about doing in college?
no,
So you know how when you get a targeting, you get you have to set out a half for the next game.
yeah.
They're talking about just your penalty is once you get the targeting penalty, just for that game only, and you can start the next game, not without sitting out the half.
See, I don't have a problem with that. I think targeting is still a very dude. You're running full speed, and I mean if it's like a obviously defenseless person, that's a little bit
Right,
different to me. But targeting, it's like, well, yeah, and it all goes back to the quarterback can scramble out of the pocket, drop
right.
his shoulder, and lay you out, but you're anticipating him sliding,
Hmm.
so you pull up, and now all of a sudden you're getting knocked out. Like,
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. How come they can call targeting on the defensive guy,
right.
but if you got a running back who's leading with his helmet, they don't call targeting on them?
Yeah. And that's the thing too is the offensive guy knows I'm going to get rid of the ball or I'm going to slide. The defender has no idea what they're going to do. They're just
No,
going to tackle you.
exactly.
And yeah, that's a tough one. So I don't have a problem with that change at all.
Right.
I think the NFL still needs to revisit how they approach that specific. Well, really any kind of late hit or roughing the passer. I mean, a lot of those things are just like, man, come on.
It,
Dude, this game is goes a mile a minute. Like,
but
you
if you
want them
think about
to, yeah,
if
shift their.
if you think about something, you could call, like I said, you could call holding on every play,
Oh,
and
absolutely, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, with no remorse.
No,
I mean, it would be then you think football is boring now.
yeah, yeah.
It would take 5 hours to complete a game.
Jesus, dude, yeah.
Bruh.
And that's what's funny about that is every offensive lineman is cheating in a sense, just assuming they're not going to get called, right? Like, okay,
Right.
if I get caught, damn. But yeah, and most of the time there's some type of hold for sure.
I do wish, and I'll say this: I still, as I'm still advocating the portal.
Oh,
I mean, I think that when you're in the transfer portal, I think that you should only be allowed to transfer one time your entire college career, once, because that's not what they put the portal in for.
I
But
know, I know.
and
Well, and that's what's weird is the portal and the NIL came at the same time,
mhm.
and they both caused. Well, really, NIL caused, I guess, unintentional reactions with or use of the portal, right?
Right,
Um, yeah, I hope they do something there. I don't. You're paying these guys upward of $8 million, and you have all these other kids who are just trying to get their piece of the pie now, so they're jumping around from team to team.
right.
Yeah, it's wild, and none of these kids are going to benefit from that. I mean,
No,
I get it
well,
in their mind. They're like, "Hey, I got to get my money, and this is my career." But you're a student. You're supposed to be a student
right.
first. Like,
But I'm saying this, you think about it. The college football now is like the minor leagues for pro football,
yeah,
because I mean these kids are already becoming millionaires before they get out of college.
yeah. Well, and I mean, you think about just the size of the stadiums, the games. I mean, they're in that kind of atmosphere already. So for sure,
Right.
it's definitely like they're well prepared to
Hmm.
transition to the NFL.
Well, I was reading. I got to make sure the story's true. That Ohio State was going to do a $1.2 billion total renovation of their stadium, state of the art football stadium on campus.
Jesus.
They said it would be by far the best college football stadium on campus in history.
I mean, that's a lot of money. I would hope so. What's
Yeah,
crazy that you say that because I actually saw some mock-ups for ASU's redesign.
right,
Not that they're touching the stadium itself; it's their entire practice facility. It looks like
right,
they're redoing, and it looked awesome.
right.
It looked badass. But
But bro, I saw the thing they showed you what the stadium would look like.
yeah,
Everything in it was like cutting edge, bro. I mean, it was like this should no other stadium would have this. Not at that time when it comes out, but dude. I was like, wow.
well, I mean, again, it's funny if you ever seen how a school like Ohio State's programs earn money, football,
Yeah.
and then basketball, and then maybe one other sport in there, in men's and women's, actually earns money, is actually in the green. Everybody else loses money every year. Every other sport is at a deficit, but because of football,
Right.
they're able to have all these other sports.
Well, not obviously you obviously you haven't seen Ohio State basketball team.
I said most schools.
So they were talking about that. This, you know what? Ryan, they need to share some of that money so they can get some basketball players.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my
But it's crazy
god.
when you see it. It's like, like an Ohio State will make 78, 80 million dollars
In
in
football.
revenue. Yeah, in
Yeah.
football, and then every other sport they have is like minus 2 million.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
hey, it's I mean
but they
that's the idea behind it too, right? And that's why they can have all these other sports and all these things.
right,
But
but they're always in as far as every year as far as grossing, they're in the top five as
oh,
far as
sure.
they,
Your
they're
fan base. Hey, I actually just met a new Ohio State fan. Played golf with the guy on Sunday, and he had the whole bag, club head covers and everything. I was like, Ohio State fan, huh?
was he wearing a shirt too?
No, he actually was not, shockingly, because his whole bag was decked out, but it was
That's
pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah. I mean that's funny. I mean it's cool. Think about that, bro. I mean, you think about how much money, and then you got the guy from Texas Tech, that millionaire, billionaire who they got down there,
Yeah.
spending all that money on the defense, and they still lost. He
Crazy
spent
boosters.
he spent $100 million, dude, trying to buy their defense, and they still got shut out.
I mean, that's more than the NFL teams.
Yeah,
Jesus, that's wild.
and guess what? He said he gonna do it again. So that means now it's like you're not these guys. Like I said, they're going to the schools where they're getting the most money.
Oh, 100%. I mean, at this point, it's just let me just cash in for whatever I can.
Right.
It's pretty wild. We'll see if they make some changes to the portal, at least to try to eliminate some of this jumping ship. I mean, like we saw it when what's his name went to LSU before their bowl game, right? Automatically, the teams, their players start like saying, "Oh, well, now I'm not going to where I was going to go."
Oh,
Like
Lane Kiffin.
yeah. As
Lane
soon as
Kiffin.
Kiffin was gone, all these players are like, "Oh, wait, got to change. I don't want to go there now. I got somewhere else
Right.
to go." Blah blah blah.
Bro,
So, and it's a
what do you
chain
think?
reaction.
What do you think about Miami's quarterback? University of Miami.
The quarterback,
Yeah.
Atua. Oh, you're talking
No,
about college.
college.
The one that the one lost.
Yeah. So he went to Miami for his undergrad or graduate, right?
Oh, is he the one? He's the one that's I'm not even in class.
Dude,
He's a
he had been in class in two years.
six
Two
year.
years.
Yeah,
he's he's gonna be a 26-year-old rookie.
yeah, yeah. That's. I mean,
Well,
if you think about it, that's good to come into the NFL with that much maturity.
what, already ready to retire?
But yeah, the from a wait, I thought these were supposed to be students mentality. That's definitely
Exactly.
weird. Yeah, that's
That's what I'm
wild.
saying, bro. You going to school, but you don't even go to. Oh, I'm not even enrolled in class. What have you been doing?
That's what I should do. I should go back and get my master's and play golf somewhere.
Yeah, and not go to class.
Yeah, I'd do it all online anyways.
Oh, speaking of that, Lane Kiffin put that out. He not Lane Kiffin. Steve Sarkisian is already putting his plug in against Ohio State already. He said, "Well, we don't have the luxury of our guys. We believe in our students going to class in person. We don't have where our guys can go to school online for spring practice." I'm thinking, really, dude, you're already trying to start the fire before the season starts.
That's pretty funny. Well, let's jump back to MLB because I know you want to talk about spring training. Any
Yep.
big headlines stand out to you? I mean, you and I were on the same page. It's definitely this idea of challenging some of these calls.
Right?
Other than that, I think it's just going to be the same old, same old. These high budget teams, huge payrolls are going to be the ones
Well,
that dominate.
I heard them. Don't know how what they can do anything about it, but they're actually talking about putting a salary cap in baseball.
I know, and they're talking about how that could work. It'll probably take a few years for them to try to figure it out. I mean,
It would.
where
I
would
mean,
you start with that? I mean, if you look at I think we talked about that a few weeks ago, but it was like the one and two teams. There's 200 million between those two teams. So,
right.
and you have teams at like a $60 million payroll.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
where
think
would you
about
put the cap?
the
And how would that team? Yeah, I don't.
well, you think about something. The Dodgers, they have the highest cap. The Yankees are in there, so it would have to be somewhere in the middle, man. Because I'm telling you, until you put a cap, those two teams are always going to be head and shoulders above everybody else.
Yeah,
Because
but I think they missed the boat. I don't think you can just arbitrarily come in here and say, okay, now here's the cap. You're gonna have to give these teams 3 to 4 years to get under it,
right,
and then, well, now this isn't gonna be effective for 5 years.
right.
So
But I'm
what's
saying
the point?
if you, but I'm saying you think about it, you if you don't put a cap in there, you're never going to have like somebody like Seattle or
No,
I'm just hypothetical Cleveland
yeah,
win a World Series because it's not going to happen. They can't compete with that.
yeah. Marlins, man, Marlins will will never have a chance.
They would be lucky if they get a chance to go play in the College World Series. I mean,
Yeah,
they don't have the money.
I
They
just yeah,
don't have the money.
I just don't know how they could really make that a reality when you have the disparity you have right now because there's a wide gap. There's a Grand Canyon size gap
Right.
between
Yeah, but
between 1 and 2. So
right.
then from 2 to 30,
Do
it's
you think that people
insane.
want to? I mean, come on, man. Honestly, do you think that people want to see the same two teams in the World Series every year?
You know, to be honest with you, I'm still very surprised that the MLB has a fan base that does. I mean, I know it's gotten smaller over the years, and we had
Right, right.
that big dip years ago when Bonds and Sosa kind of revived the interest, but dude, it's still a pretty boring sport. Your home team is probably gonna suck because you're not in a major market. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm really surprised that we have the fan base that they still have out there, and I don't think it's obviously as big as it used to be and as big as they want it to be. But no, I'm shocked that we have the fans that we do have, and I know they don't want to see the same teams there every time. I
No,
mean, if you could you imagine if it was just like a Boston and New York every 2 years, every three,
bro.
dude. Yeah.
Well, that's the way it's getting to be with the Dodgers and Yankees.
Well, I know it's starting that way. I
Yeah,
know it.
I mean, think about that. But as long as they, like I said, they have.
Mets should have been there last year. They just completely shit the bed. But they had the payroll, they had the talent, they just
That was
sucked.
all. They had
Yeah.
the payroll.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely
I
didn't
mean,
use it.
you paid you paid Juan Soto all this money.
I mean, all of them, but
Yeah,
they all just completely crapped the
all
bed.
of them make a lot of money.
But again,
All
that's
the
still New
people.
York. That's still a major
Yeah,
market, right?
yeah.
So,
That,
yeah,
but
I don't know, man.
it didn't help them. It did
No,
not
no,
help them at all.
it doesn't always help. The Yankees, again, the
Right.
Yankees have not won in quite some
Yeah.
time. So it's not always going to get you a championship,
Right.
but it sure gives you the best chance to always
Right.
be in contention.
Right. I
So
mean,
I still think they need to start with changing up the split the 2 seasons in half, make it so teams aren't just quitting
right.
at the freaking All-Star break and saying, all right, throw in the towel, let's make some trades, blah, blah, blah. That I think would be a better start than just trying to focus on the salary cap
That's what
because
they do with the minors. The minor leagues team, they'll have a first half champion
yeah,
and a second half champion, and then that's how you quit it. I like that idea, bro. I do.
it would be a lot.
Yeah.
It'd keep teams in it because it'd
Yeah.
start from scratch. If you get a
Yep.
crazy injury in one of the halves, you're still okay in one of the other
Right.
halves. The Mets would have made the playoffs
I do
otherwise.
like that because you think about it, 81, you split it, it's 162 games, 81 games each
That's the
half.
thing too. It doesn't make the season feel so freaking long.
Right.
So you're basically starting all over and from fresh. So to me, that would engage fans a lot more.
Of course, because they make it more interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
guys, we didn't win the first half. We got a chance to win the second half.
And it doesn't impact stats because you're still playing the full season.
Right.
All it impacts is where you seed in playoffs. Doesn't
Bro,
impact anything else. So,
hey, I like that. You hit one with that one.
well, we'll see. We'll see if they ever make any change like that. But
I called the commissioner.
yeah, I know. What's up, guy?
Hey, man. Hey,
So last thing I want to throw out there, and I'll have to find this clip. I think I sent you, but you see the guy with the check swing? Did I send that to you? Dude, that was the look on his face. So he check swings, and the entire bat just breaks in his hands, just splits in half, and he's just like what just happened? And right. I think they called it a strike because I think they said he went for it.
Yeah, they called it a strike. I'm like, and he was looking like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I find that video because that cracked me up.
What was his bat made out of?
That was the funny thing is my buddy said too, I'm surprised they didn't check the bat. I'm like, yeah, I've never seen it break at the handle like that on a check swing.
Yeah.
Grounded to short. Like, bat comes out of his hand.
Did he break it? He checks swing.
He checks the swing.
And holds on to.
And the bat breaks.
I mean, listen, he's strong as bull, but this.
Yeah, insane. Insane stuff.
So are teams still using these torpedo bats?
Yeah, I think they still are. I don't think they've gotten away from them. It'll be interesting to see if they have the same kind of success they had last year. I mean, they started off so hot. I think it kind of petered out, which is interesting.
Right.
I don't know if that was just more of the players weren't performing as well or not. I haven't looked too much into that, but I'm sure they still have them there, and they're going to continue to use them.
We need to somehow manage to get to a game before spring training is over.
I know.
At least one.
Hey, time flies. Every time spring training comes, it comes and goes like that.
It does.
And the problem is, like, spring break's right in the middle of that, so we're always trying to plan stuff with the kids.
You're gonna be gone.
I'll be gone for our spring break. Yeah, I'll be gone that week.
Yeah.
So maybe when we get back, we'll see.
Well, the regular season starts March 26th for some teams.
Yeah.
So.
I know, dude. It goes fast.
I'm saying this goes fast, bro. Like, oh man.
So let's jump real fast into it. I know we're not quite there yet, but March Madness is right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
Who you liking?
Right now, and I hate to say this, Duke.
I knew you were gonna say Duke.
They look good.
They look solid, dude. They've got what's his face's son on the team?
Cameron Boozer.
Boozer, yeah. Oh, they got two of them on there?
The twins.
Oh God, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Jesus. Talk about getting his genes, huh? Good Lord. Yeah, Duke looks really good. I still like Arizona's chance, at least coming out of their bracket.
Yeah, but I've seen them play like 3 times so far, and all the games that I've seen is like they always seem like they're trying to find a way to give it back towards the end.
Well, I will say I think their bracket, if they stay where it's at right now, I mean they've got Indiana, Illinois, the only ones that are going to possibly challenge them.
Indiana? Basketball? No.
Yeah.
Not basketball.
Yeah, they're like number 11. Oh, sorry, they're 11. See, I knew my glasses were going to affect me at one point.
Yeah, Indiana is number 11?
Yeah, so Illinois. Illinois is 2.
Oh, okay. No, Illinois should be 11, not Indiana.
No, Illinois is 2.
Number 2?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think coming out of their bracket, they'll be fine. But, yeah, Duke's looking really solid.
Yeah, but
Iowa State looked good early. Michigan's looking solid.
Bro, I would say this. I like U of A also. But their pattern. They look good, and they get in the NCAA tournament, and they forget.
They haven't looked this good in a long time, though.
Bro,
this is a different kind of looking good.
Yeah, okay.
This is a little different. I gotta say that. They're usually like solid, and then they just suck. I am very confident they're going to go far.
Lose.
No, they'll go far. I don't know how
they
far.
Are. They can go as far as they can buy tickets to the game.
They'll definitely go to at least Sweet 16 is my guess. You know what team that just I don't know why they always still surprise me and they're always right there is Houston.
Yeah.
Houston is just a
Yep.
team that always, like the last several years, is just always right in it. So
Right.
yeah, I'll be really curious to kind of see how they perform in the
So
freaking tournament. Jesus,
what do you think about UConn men?
dude, they're solid too. They're looking good. Here's the thing though. So if you look at all the number one teams, you're gonna assume one of them is gonna lose in the first 2 rounds. Without you saying Arizona, who would you say it's gonna be?
Without Arizona,
Yeah.
get beat.
Don't you can't say Arizona. You're not allowed. Your
Okay.
hometown. You can't pick hometown
Okay.
number one seed to lose.
Uh,
I mean, again, if the seeds stay where they're at, because I think they lock in the next couple days, but I would say Michigan would be my one concern.
I can't.
Length of the floor, layup doesn't go. Ball knocked around, flung down the floor. Caravan trying to track it down, and he will. And it's over. Hail to the champions. Hail to Michigan. For the first time in 37 years, the Wolverines win the national title.
I can't say that word.
Although, see, you should pick them. You should pick them to lose. I think they'd be the most volatile
I don't know,
number
man.
one seed out
I
there.
mean, I've seen them play. I have seen them play. I'm not gonna lie about that. And they do look good. But
But
because
they're all number ones for a reason. They should
Right.
all look good. But
so Duke beat them last week. But I heard that they're saying Michigan was crying about the referees.
jeez.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, there's that one. You lost. Shut up. Who cares? I mean, honestly, college basketball. I don't. As far as me having a team personally, I don't. You know what? I don't have a dog in the fight because even if Ohio State gets in there, they'll probably lose their first game.
Well, what's funny about that is, as of right now, Ohio State is the first team out. So they might not get in there.
Because they got plastered last night.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
So we'll see. I mean, I know Duke's gonna be the number one overall seed, but they didn't win it with Cooper Flag last year,
No.
and he was a beast.
You know why?
Although he was a freshman, which is still crazy
you
to
saw
me.
who beat them last year.
Yeah, who beat him last year? I forget. Who? You guys?
No.
Who?
Houston.
It was Houston. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, Houston just they play some ball, dude.
You know who else looked good last year? You know who else looked good last year, and they're not good this year.
Who?
Auburn.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They looked good last year. This year, man, nah, they ain't gonna make it.
Well, hey, let's wrap up on the Olympics because what a hell of a finish. I mean, first of all, the U.S. women's hockey team.
Yep.
They looked phenomenal. They win in overtime to win the
Right.
gold medal. And then the U.S. men's. Craziest thing, man. Since 1980, first time we win the gold, and we won it on the exact day that
Right.
they won it back then.
Right.
And again, in overtime. Just an incredible story. I mean, obviously there's a lot of other headlines
Yeah, you already know.
after it, which we don't have to dive into. But
But
wait, do you want to dive into it?
no, you gotta say, hey, bro. You gotta talk about the big curling scandal.
Okay, well, we talked about that a little bit last time. I don't even know how that panned out or how it finished and who won, but that was funny. Like, if anybody had to watch the Olympics, you had to watch that because that was incredible. Seeing curlers almost come to blows, it was probably the funniest thing I think I've ever seen, especially when it comes to the Olympics.
Come on, man. I was Sweden and Canada that the battle was.
What's funny to me is, like, so Jack Hughes winning goal, right? Of all the players on that team, it had to be him, missing a tooth, bloody mouth, like just the epitome of hockey.
Right.
Like, it cracked me up. Like, of course, that's the guy. That's the
Right.
poster boy of the Olympic team.
Right.
Because he looks like that. Like, jeez, man.
I would say
Teeth and hockey just don't go together.
On a sad note, the Olympics. I like Lindsey Vaughn, but
Dude.
she needs to retire.
Oh, she said she almost lost her leg. If
Yeah,
they
she did.
almost had to amputate it,
Surgery saved her leg. I
which
mean,
is
actually,
insane.
like I said, I've watched her. Some of the other downhill competitions that she does, and it's time. I mean, when you almost lose your leg, it's time to stop, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but we had some great athletes. Some speed skaters did phenomenal. Alyssa Liu, ice skater, was incredible. I think she like retired or something, or she quit or something, and she came back, and you could tell she just didn't give two f's about what anybody had to say.
Right.
Um, who's the girl? Goo, I think is it Goo, snowboarder or something. She was phenomenal, and she is a very well thought out individual, man. You ask her a question, you're gonna get a hell of a
Well,
response.
right. Summer Olympics is coming up.
I know it's around the corner, dude.
Hey, we need to be in LA.
Yeah,
But
well,
but I also heard that they're not just gonna have this summer game, events in LA. It's gonna be around the different parts of the state.
not just that. There's some things that aren't even in California.
Right.
So yeah, it's
Ah,
it's interesting. It's really spread out. We'll have to kind of look at it and look at the schedule and all that stuff. But it's
I
gonna
hope
be
the track and
interesting.
field in California.
It will be track and field, swimming, and gymnastics are all there. But they have some of the non super popular sports that are just in different areas. I forget the specific ones, but I remember looking at the map. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Or it's
But
just
they
pretty
were
far
saying
away.
they're saying you had to put your name on some kind of list to get for tickets and stuff.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I think it's just the first chance to get into them. But yeah, dude, Olympics are. I love the Olympics. I am super excited about the Summer Olympics. I think not getting into it, but as most people have said, the Olympics are the one time as Americans we always come together to
Right.
celebrate ourselves, to celebrate this country. I think sports does that better than anything else, ironically. I
Right.
think that's why most people gravitate towards sports because it brings people together from all different parts of the country, really in the world, but specifically when we're talking about the Olympics, and just the people's stories. You get to hear the stories of these people, things that they overcome, places they came from. I
Right.
mean, just incredible stories, incredible journeys. And at the end of the day, it's just the most elite athletes in the world
Right.
putting it all on the line. 4 years in the making for this one shot at something.
So you got nothing about how's nothing about golf? Nothing.
I don't have anything specific about golf.
That's shocking.
You
That's
know,
shocking.
it's funny. I was talking to somebody about Tiger Woods. He turned 50. He's eligible for the senior tour. Um, he's hoping to be back for the Masters, which that would be awesome. He's not gonna win by any stretch of the imagination, but if he can compete, if he could even make the cut, it'd be incredible.
But what if he did win?
Okay, if he wins, that would be the most incredible comeback in the history of sports.
Right.
I still think his last Masters was. It's crazy because I don't know if you know who Anthony Kim is, but Anthony Kim was this rising star on the PGA Tour. I mean, this kid was young, he was flashy, he was sponsored by Nike. I mean, he was just unbelievable player.
Right.
And he gets hurt. A really crazy story. He's actually I think they're working on a documentary right now about his whole life, but he gets hurt and they have some weird policies in terms of injuries and getting paid while you're on like injury leave or whatever it is.
Right.
And basically he couldn't come back to play because he'd be forfeiting like tens of millions of dollars or some nonsense, right? So he basically just stayed out. And then his life kind of went into turmoil. He got addicted to drugs and alcohol, and he literally like fell off the planet. Like just nobody heard from him for years.
Right.
And he would occasionally like pop up on social media, and you know, so he got a sponsor exemption last year into a live event. And then they brought him on, I think, full time this year, and he won last week. And people are just talking about this incredible comeback. 100% agree. It was an incredible story. The fact that he came back and won is insane.
Wow.
But people also exaggerated and said this is the greatest comeback in sports history. I'm like, first of all, it's live. So the competition is not the same. I'm just saying, I'm being honest here. It's not the same competition. Not to discount his story at all. And I'll be really excited to see the documentary because there's a lot of people don't know. And he got married, had a kid, and refound his purpose and got clean and sober and came out and started putting work into his game. Yeah, and for him to go through all that and come back and win is incredible.
Right.
And he was such a talent. He was such a young talent.
Right.
But, dude, if Tiger, I still think Tiger's comeback for his last Masters was beyond incredible. And just the way the whole thing played out. And just the way the whole thing, he used to intimidate players. I mean, this is golf, and you can't do that. But he did that, right? And in that Masters, you could see the players around him were just falling apart because he was right there with them, stalking them from behind. They were panicking. And when they got to, 12, and a bunch of them dumped it in the water, I mean, it was just, yeah. So, if you won again, dude, wild. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if or when he decides to go to the senior tour. I think he will. I think he'll go there at least for like the U.S. Open, U.S. Senior Open, things like that. Most of his friends are the ones that are playing out there. Like he's friends with a lot of older guys, so it'll be interesting. But other than that, yeah, golf is in full swing. But I don't worry too much about golf until the Masters. That's when it really gets going for me. So We'll see.
I hear you, man. I hear you just fine.
All right, man. I'll have to get you out to the range one day. I got to see your swing.
No, I gotta be like Charles Barkley.
Hey, man, talk about comeback player of the year there. That guy,
he worked on his golf swing.
He finally figured out how to swing a golf club, and he's actually solid now.
Yeah, we should go out to see if he can look at my swing.
Yeah.
You probably tell me to throw my club in the trash can. Dude, don't you ever pick rid of the golf club?
Just throw it in the lake. We can make it go viral. All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Vic and Dustin here, Shots from the Foul Line podcast. Always a pleasure. Always a blast. March Madness right around the corner. Can't wait for that. Excited for that.
Always have a lot of fun. Folks, just keep listening, keep subscribing, and we keep doing it.
Until next time. Take care, everybody.